This is a site called Wikitubia. As you can see, it is the YouTube wiki. People can make profiles on, any YouTuber they're interested in. They can um, detail them just as you might see on Wikipedia. One of my subscribers, Every Cafe, he has been making these Wikitubia pages on a couple of YouTubers in my community. And I've heard he does a pretty in-depth job, so let's take a look. Heroic! That is off to a good start. I don't seem to be able to get rid of this, so you're just going to have to bear with that. Project Helisexuality also goes by Chocolate Stain 9. Project Heli, Mr. Helisexuality, Religious Hunter Guy, that is a really old one. Or Helicopter Man, formerly known as Happy Hunter, is an English YouTuber known online for creating videos around Grand Theft Auto Online, Red Dead Online, and other various games, primarily the Doom, Ace Combat, Resident Evil, and Just Cause series. Okay, right away we got some stuff to break down. So these are all true, these names. Chocolate Stain 9, that is my Xbox gamer tag. Project Heli, of course, is shortening. Heli, Religious Hunter Guy is actually, I think that was, of all people, Mr. Boss called me that. I used to be on the GTA forums, and I went as Happy Hunter on there, at least in my sort of later years. And I used to spam about getting a hunter added to GTA, about getting them more balanced. All of this stuff happened, by the way. But at the time, YouTubers like Mr. Boss and people like that would often just sort of they would scan this GTA forum all the time for info. And my little cult of helicopter people who were constantly on about the hunter, yeah, we caught his eye, and I am the religious hunter guy, according to him. If this one is true, I don't know if he's got the source. Oh yeah, he has. I think he's even got the link to it. I don't know what that's going to open up, so I'm not going to click that yet. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to touch on that. That one made me laugh. Personal life. This is the bit I'm not looking forward to because I do not like personal info being too out there, but we'll see it. We'll see if I'm comfortable with it. When growing up, Heli was homeschooled his whole life and never entered public school, which was thankful to him as he considered public school bullying to be an issue and wanted nothing to do with it. When growing up, Heli's first gaming console was PlayStation 1, and over time, the PlayStation 2. From there, he got into the GTA series, either in Vice City or San Andreas. Eventually, Heli got his hands on an Xbox 360 and enjoyed the games on there as well. This is accurate, and I have no idea how he remembered this, because this was like a throwaway comment on it might have been a tweet or a stream from. I might be exaggerating saying years, but it feels like years ago. It could have been several months, maybe a long time ago. Yeah. Ooh, this one is, yeah, a lot of people just go, homeschooled. Oh, don't like that. It is a mixed bag. You I'm not gonna get into the whole thing. I had a pretty good time. I stand by my education, and that is true. I do remember saying how, you know, nearly everyone I know who went to school had not a very nice time, put it that way. Literally nearly everyone. What the hell is that doing there? Anyway. So yeah, this is accurate. I was homeschooled for a variety of reasons, really. It was, you know, they wanted to sort of, promote a bit more sort of free thinking, that kind of thing. School, there's so much, there's the obedience, just drumming things into you, and just, it is. Yeah, I actually had a fairly sort of, liberal parents in that way. But mainly, the main cause really was there weren't a lot of great options available. And if I'd been sent to any of these schools, yeah, pretty good odds I would have had a hard time. Anyway, let's move on. History. Helicopters. A big part of their draw, for me, is how constant they've been throughout the series. Whether it's the Savage in GTA Online, playing vigilante missions in the Hunter back in San Andreas, or the Sea Sparrow from Vice City, they've been here so long that they're inseparable from the rest of the game as a series to me. I practically grew up with them in the older GTAs. Even in GTA 4, which took quite a different direction, helicopters were one thing that wasn't going anywhere. Instead, we got the Buzzard, a helicopter that is truly iconic, and that I can easily see being a staple of the series now. I honestly couldn't imagine the game without them. Project Heli's statement about helicopters on the GTA forums. This is true. If I remember correctly, this was a little article that one of the admins wrote, and they, had a few questions to ask me. I think it was Kirsty actually. I don't know if she's still there on the forums or not. Long time ago. I have no idea how he's found all this stuff. He's done some digging. Okay, let's keep going. Ellie got his start on the GTA Social Club in early 2015, interacting with newer players and enjoying GTA Online thanks to the former games with their helicopter designs and gameplay mechanics. However, over time he noticed how in GTA 5/Online, helicopters were strictly limited on how well they could perform and manage. It became even more apparent when realizing that GTA 4 and older games didn't have auto-stabilization, and thus Sully created a forum post and started his YouTube channel on July 31st, 2016. However, didn't upload until August 2nd, 2016. I honestly can't remember that far back, but I think this is accurate. From August 2016 rather, not 16, to early 2017, Heli made videos on all things related to helicopters in GTA Online, with the forum being used to push the community into wanting the FH1 Hunter. This was a big thing. You can't really understate this. I used to be pretty obsessed with it, and I just spammed it all over that forum. And yeah, and then some other people, gradually, it just sort of put it in people's minds everywhere. Even, the bigger YouTubers who just sort of, what's the word? Just, milk the forum for info. They would just see it everywhere. You couldn't really get away from it on there. And I got banned several times on that forum over that, which I can understand. I also got into a lot of arguments and things. Uh, old history, water under the bridge and all that. But yeah, I did used to go on a lot about it. Anyway, we pushed the community into wanting the Hunter to be implemented in the game, and for auto-stabilization to be completely removed. Despite spamming about the Hunter's addition into GTA Online, Ellie managed to get into many arguments because of it. I don't know what the source is, but I know that's true. Over time, with many more DLCs coming to the game, with most being very stale and bland, Hilly decided to branch out and started to play/stream other games. Those games being the Doom/Resident Evil series, Mercenaries, Just Cause 3, Quake, Parasite Eve, and many more. Okay, a little bit of this isn't finished, by the way. This is a work in progress, so I'm not being like, oh, he got it wrong. But hey, I'm here to just read the thing out, and yeah. Mercenaries, I don't have playthroughs uploaded on YouTube. I have played both games way back on the PS2, but of course back then I didn't have a YouTube channel, didn't have the equipment to record or anything like that. Now, Quake, I haven't actually played. It has been mentioned a lot, and I can see why, you probably think I might have done it or, have some sort of memory of it somewhere. Because I've mentioned the game, many people have suggested it. But yeah, these two I don't have YouTube playthroughs of. I have Just Cause 3. I did live streams, playthrough. Parasite Eve I did. Doom. I've been going through various games. I've still working on getting a whole load of a series up with that. And of course, Resident Evil I'm very much into. I have a load of games on that. Let's see. Let's move on. Gun Running DLC. When the Gun Running DLC was first announced, the DLC seemed promising. However, when the trailer was released on June 7th, it showcased a vehicle that to present day would change the landscape of the community forever. That vehicle was the Pegassi Oppressor, known as the Broomstick. When the update launched, the Oppressor was used by various people, and due to how militarized the update was, tryhards and griefers used the Oppressor and many various dirty tactics were born. Ellie, on the other hand, had mixed feelings, though generally disliked the Oppressor because of how many people were spamming and using it. Over time, though, it seemed Helly's forum post had finally made a breakthrough to Rockstar Games. Yeah, I mean, it only took, like, Christ, what, about 4 years or something? And yeah, it wasn't just mine, but I do put a bit of it towards that, yeah. So the Gun Running DLC, I do remember when that released, there was a lot of hype around it because we were seeing things like the APC. We were speculating, maybe we'll get some planes things, maybe we'll get the Hunter, because that pretty much every update we were like, oh, will we get the Hunter? Will we get the Hunter? We just had to keep it in everyone's mind. And with that one, it looked really hopeful. When it released, there wasn't any aircraft, I don't think. The APC was a bit of a disappointment. It didn't have that, cannon like it had in the GTA 4 episodes from Liberty City. You couldn't actually use it solo either, or not in a way that was practical. So yeah, I remember, a lot of hype around that and it being a big disappointment. And then you've got it introducing the broomstick and EE rounds, which were very much a big deal back then. Smuggler's Run DLC. When the Smuggler's Run DLC trailer was unveiled and it showcased the Hunter, Ellie and the entire community were excited and happy for its appearance. As the vehicle was cut from GTA 5, I wasn't called the religious hunter guy by Mr. Boss for nothing. I was very I don't even really know why, but I got kind of obsessed with it and I'd been pushing it for it practically every update. I like, oh yeah, will we get the Hunter? Will we get the Hunter? Just keeping it in everyone's minds constantly. And so it's very hard to understate how big a deal it was when in the trailer they showed the hunters flying past, popping chaff. That was an enormous deal back then. I was very hyped, put it that way, and a lot of people were. And you have people congratulating me, and they it okay. Let's get on. I'm blowing my own horn here a bit. Ellie's forum posts seemed to gain so much attention that Rockstar actually listened and added the aircraft in the game's roster of vehicles. From August 29th, 2017, present-day Heli continues to proudly use the Hunter, as it is considered to be his favorite helicopter of all time. This is all accurate. It is. I don't have anything more to say than that. And that is really where I got a big foothold for my channel, because suddenly all these things I'd mentioned, and we're not just talking big things like the Hunter that, everyone had been asking for. Tiny things like the way throwing a snowball at a helicopter would eventually make the engine smoke. They patched that. And I can't really believe that many people were saying, oh, someone threw a snowball at my helicopter somehow, and it made it smoke. I can't imagine there were many other people they could have got that from. So I genuinely believe it had an impact. A lot of people will call me big-headed for that. I don't really care. Anyway, After Hours DLC. This again is where I got a huge boost, but we'll see if he covers that. When the After Hours DLC launched on July 24th, 2018, it seemed to be a very unique and niche update with an interesting story and fun new vehicles. Unfortunately, Heli and the community had to deal with a new vehicle. And we did. One that would change GT Online forever, and thus started the helicopter war. On August 14th, 2018, the Oppressor Mark II was drip-fed into the game, and thus starting a war with the community for years. For Heli, this was an issue as it deemed most helicopters, Annihilator, Buzzard, Savage, etc., utterly useless to use. Thanks to Heli getting very skilled at using the Akula and Hunter, I appreciate that every cafe, he was able to create two counters for the Akula and Hunter. Those being to get both helicopters at high speeds and force the Oppressor to run out of all of its missiles, then attack, or to hover up continuously while dropping bombs. If they try to circle, then using barrage missiles for self-defense. This is accurate. That was pretty much the way to do it back then. Going up, climbing up and up and up and up and up. Incredibly tedious. You kind of still have to do a lot of that today, even though the Mark II missiles are not that accurate. The thing itself is just inherently just tedious to fight. You know, you're trying to hit this tiny little target. It takes so long. It's just boring and tedious. And I agree with it. It really put a dampener on it for me. Even to this day, like I can beat it fairly easily now. You know, it's quite easy to dodge. I could back then with these tactics, but it's just tedious. It just takes so long, and then they can just spam another one more or less right away. Or they could back then before they patched that. Another thing I would mention in After Hours DLC is that this is where I got another of my biggest videos. This one used to be my biggest video of all time. It's strange because it was not a very, not really out there or anything. It was just trying out a $150,000 drink in the nightclub. There weren't any videos covering it, and so when I did, for some reason, it just took off. It got like about 1 million views. I think it's sitting at maybe 1.7 million, something like that. Possibly less, I'm not sure. Eventually, it got overtook by 100 KD Tryhard up there. This one. But for a long time, it was my most viewed video. So I got an enormous boost there. We're talking like, I would guess maybe like, oh, I don't know, at least 20,000 subs added from that. A lot. Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, I like this. I love that. Merryweather Services concept. On March 21st, 2020, Project Heli uploaded a video titled Huge Airstrike / Improved Merryweather Services, GT Online Concept, featuring Burnt Toast. This showcased what a reworked Merryweather service could look like and how useful calling them would be. The video was animated and recorded all by Burnt Toast, a well-respected member of the GT Online community. He is a very good, a good guy, by the way. He's good. The video in question was very successful and took months for Toast and friends to animate. The video featured a before and after effect, with a before showcasing gameplay from Heli's perspective of the current Merryweather services, and contrasted with Burnt Toast's version. To this day, it is remarked as Toast's most worked project ever made. I don't really know how accurate that is. I'm not sure. Genuinely not. I'm not like casting down on it. I literally just don't know. Uh, I think it did quite well. Maybe it took off more than I thought, but I do remember this video. It was inspired in big part by the old Mercenaries games, which again I have played through when I was younger, but I never got to upload to YouTube. That had all these airstrikes, all different types you could call in, different ways of doing it, laser guided stuff, GPS guided strikes. It was pretty good fun. I liked that aspect of that game. And so that's kind of where this sort of thing came from. It was all done by Burnt Toast via him being on PC, and he knows how to play around, with mods and things. He was able to do a lot of special stuff that to this day I can't on and I have a PC now, but I don't quite have all that knowledge yet. He's pretty legendary. Okay. Free Mode Heroes. Ellie's appearance in Cabbage's Free Mode Heroes episode. I had a little cameo there. When Free Mode Heroes was announced in December 17th, 2021, that long ago already, it was unveiled that Cabbage, Cockler, and others were going to be involved. However, Helly didn't appear as it was rumored and shown that Helly did not want to be included, as this was when Helly was still trying to get comfortable with his own voice, not to mention the Joker drama as well. I will clear that up soon. Fortunately, Helly did make a major appearance in Cabbage's Free Mode Heroes episode. His first appearance was interrupting Cabbage's speech about the RC tank. Due to this, he was brutally killed, however resurrected to help Cabbage film his episode. In the comments, Helly stated his famous heroic catchphrase. This is mostly true. The reasoning behind me not joining in, honestly, was that I was playing the game much less back then. I'd already got burnt out quite a lot, and the whole idea of the free mode heroes thing was different people making guides and so on about things that they really specialized in. So for Cockler, I think it was the Pyro. He does a lot of planes. Cabbage, it was RCs. For me, it would have been helicopters. And honestly, there's not a lot of people who are into helicopters, so I probably could have still done as good a job as anyone. But I was quite rusty with it. I hadn't played for a very long time. I didn't really feel like I was the sort of expert authority on putting it out, to be honest. It just, I was sort of retired back to old games that I used to play as a kid. So, yeah, if I had been playing more at the time, I probably would have joined in. It would have been very good for my channel. Pyrom Gaming is quite a big GTA YouTuber. And yeah, I had a lot of friends involved in that. I didn't have anything against Pyrom or anyone else in that. It wasn't really that I didn't want to be included. I just didn't really feel like I was, the sort of top authority on it, anymore. I mean, not that I ever was, but especially not when I had sort of stopped playing the game a lot. I guess this was part of it. At that point, I don't think I had even used my voice in videos yet. My early streams where I used my voice were a little bit more awkward, put it that way. The Joker drama didn't really play a part, to be honest. I don't think it had got that big back then. I mainly just. Alright, I'm moving on there. Okay, let's go. Friends. Both Oz Cowboy and Hakati2 are two GTA forums members that used to be a part of Heli's Petition and Debate of a Hunter back in 2016. This, not to be mixed up with Oznik, different person, and these are both people from way, 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 way back in GTA forums. This is true. They were both big supporters of the Hunter and helicopters. So yeah, friends, there were a lot of good people on GTA forums actually, but a few things fell apart over there, and so I just gradually, stopped posting there really. Haven't been active there for a long time now. I don't even know if my account still works. I don't even remember the password to it or anything like that. Anyway. It's unknown how Heli met Nitrix Warlord. However, it's theorized that they met each other through Discord. Either way, the two are still friends to present day. Sorry, my voice is going out a little bit. I actually don't remember myself. I think that it could have been through Discord. It could have been through, it might have been through Geo, actually, another friend of mine. I genuinely don't, I can't really remember. It's a very long time ago. I have not really been involved with many bigger YouTubers for a long time. Although, there was never any falling out or anything. I got a little burnt out of the game. So I haven't really been on GTA that much. Similarly with Nitrix, it's unknown how Heli became friends with Astro Soup. But it became clear that the two were very well aware of each other. Heli was upset and disheartened over Astro moving on from GTA content. Again, very long time ago, I don't really remember how I met him. I do remember seeing one of his videos, though, and being amazed at how something of that caliber, editing-wise, was just sitting at, like, barely a couple of hundred of views. It was, yeah, it didn't feel right to me. So I asked if I could re-upload one of his videos to sort of, hey, go watch this. I think I titled it, the most underrated GTA YouTuber. And it was one of his, it got a few thousand, nothing huge, but gave him a little bit more of a spotlight. I wasn't really what, made him kick off in any way whatsoever, but, it probably gave him a little boost up there. Then I think Pyro may have shouted him out or something, and then he really started to coming into his own and grew much, much bigger than I was in the end. And it was a shame that he left. He did make very good stuff. In early to mid 2020, Heli featured many of Kuckler's videos on his channel, and even promotes his channel as Kuckler is well known for being a very funny and skilled player in GT Online. This is absolutely true. I don't remember if it was that year or not, but I did feature a lot of his videos. That's something I used to do, not so much now, but I used to re-upload people's videos with permission, and of course, mainly to, get me something to upload, and it gave some of these smaller channels a bit more of a spotlight. Not that I'm in any position to be calling people smaller channels these days. My views tanked when I stopped doing GTA. From 2020 to present day, Savage, Cabbage, and Heli were like bread and butter when they started making videos together. The two very quickly became friends, and now support each other on the daily. Due to their friendship, Cabbage gave Heli confidence in using his voice for streaming and making videos with Heli, causing the Chinese/Italian Cabbage joke. Also German, he changes nationality every year, which is popular within his community. It is quite popular. It's not meant in a bad way, though. Thanks to their friendship, Heli got to become well acquainted and friendly with Cabbage's other friends, Turquoise and Dayashi. This is true. I can't remember if I may have met Dayashi another time. I really can't remember. But yeah, it was mainly around that time, but I got to know them better. Burnt Toast was a modder and animator that made various intros for Heli in the past, and made concept videos of him. He continues to make intros/outros for him and Cabbage to present day. These days, I tend to have my own sort of, actually, I have my own intro. I think I use my own intros and outros now, but he did make some very nice ones for me, and he is very talented with that sort of stuff. Okay, my voice is really dry now, so I hope this is over soon. I'll keep going. Whenever Heli streams, he is met with lots of channel members slash moderators he considers friends. Those being Miss Georgia, Miss Kiwi, Minky Minx, Project Halo Wars, Jade, Nico Michael Yi, TH700R, Mr. Foreman, Sinister, Cherno is Best, Every Cafe 44, Iron Maiden, Deluxoism, Deluxo Master, and others. Honestly, practically everyone is a moderator in my streams. So this list I could find it on my channel somewhere, but there's a list as long as your arm of moderators. So there are a lot of them. But yeah, she's not here as much these days. Every now and then, haven't really seen her in a long time. She pops by a little. Project Halo Wars is a long time sub from way back. There are multiple Jades. There is a current Jade who is in a lot of my Resident Evil streams. I like her. We get on pretty well in the comments. Nico is an essay. He's pretty bass, pretty amped. And of course, we got some regular people to my streams. Pretty accurate, I would say. Controversy. Here's the juicy part, I guess. Ellie has been involved with many controversies in the past. Here are a list of them. JK Gamers drama. Before the Nitrix drama with JK and Mage, Ellie seemed to be very friendly with JK and Mage. However, during the drama, Ellie learned that JK was a hypocrite and a lot worse than that. And also learned on how much they insult other people, their toxicity and use of Oppressor Mark II spam. Over time, JK became very disliked within the community due to him supporting racist friends. I think I remember that. And just being a very general hypocrite. However, in August 2021, it came out that JK was a sex offender to his own children. I did say there was more than that. This was a surprise to the community, which made Heli disgusted on ever collaborating with him. Due to this, he privated all videos that featured him. I did, even some one or two editor videos, which are more highly valued to me than the others. I might unprivate them one day, I'm not sure. Now I'll probably just leave it for now, though. Back then, trying to remember really. So I was I still try to be fairly neutral and, sort of with all YouTubers. Most ones, not this one. But yeah, I was like, he was getting more and more unpopular. There was, all these sort of, he said this was wrong, that was wrong. And what really turned it for me was when he started having these beefs with various different YouTubers. It was all the time. He picked one with Nitrix. I don't remember what started it. I really don't care. Beefs just they leave me cold. What pissed me off was that he started insisting, "Oh no, you've got to take my side. Or you got to take my side." It's like, I'm not taking anyone's side. I am neutral. Your beef is your beef. He didn't like that, and that's where there was really a falling out there. That's where there was a major falling out. Just nothing, terrible, but it's like I just would not accept that. I was not going to be told who I can or can't be friends with. And yeah, gradually I saw more and more. Oh, here's him saying very not good things about, people of mixed heritage and stuff like that. And just generally bad things. And eventually this stuff, which is, yeah, a very dark chapter of GTA YouTuber history. Okay, Molecular Mage drama. He's just his minion, basically. I don't know if he still, if he still follows him or if he gave up, but he really did until the very end, as far as I can remember. Like JK before, Heli and Mage seemed to be very friendly before Nitrix's video and drama relating to the crew. Nah, I gotta stop this here. I don't think I changed anything with him based on the crew. Sorry, or his argument with Nitrix. I'm trying to remember where it really started. I wasn't exactly very friendly with him, but I was, I tried to be friendly with everyone on the channel. Uh, I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, but it wasn't because he'd had a, falling out with Nitrix. I think it was more that Mage saw I like Nitrix, and then it sort of, it sort of snowballed from there. So, hey, you got to pick my side, that kind of thing. And I'm going off memory here, and this is years ago, and these things do not stick in my head that well. But it was something along those lines, and I may or may not have made fun of him as he started just. He's quite cringe, as all I can to simplify it. Okay, moving on. Ugh, my voice. However, when learning of how Mage plays and his hypocritical takes, he learned to dislike him as well. Pretty much that. For the course of several months, the two bickered online, with Mage even calling Heli a terrorist because he made a 9/11 joke. I don't even remember that. I think I remember making a joke, but I don't remember doing anything really out there. I don't remember being called a terrorist, but I kind of ignored all his videos up past a certain point. Mage then made a video titled By Project Heli. Again, I really, didn't pay much mind to his videos. In this video, he covers all the major events that transpired during the drama and such. To this day, the two seem to have a strong dislike for each other. I don't know if he exists anymore. I don't particularly like him. He just used to basically he just used to pick fights for bigger YouTubers and try sort of ride on their coattails and get attention off them. He's done that with just about every YouTuber I can imagine. I remember he even did that with Pyrealm at one point, of all people, who is really not exactly known for GTA beefs and that kind of thing. He did that with so many different. You name the YouTuber, he's probably done it if they're in the GTA sort of circle. Ugh, my voice. How long is this? Oh god. Oh Christ. Tell you what, no. We're gonna do this through to the end. It's not really that this is long, it's just my voice tends to give out after quite a while of talking. Primus call out. I don't know Primus. On January 11th, 2020, Heli uploaded a video titled RC Tank Returns, featuring the heroic nano drone. I remember that title. I don't remember the video well, but I remember an RC tank video there. In this video, one of the targets, FatRoll2464, I don't remember the name, but I'm not doubting it. Long time ago. Anyway, in the video, this man was sniped off his oppressor and later admitted defeat. I genuinely don't really remember how the video went, but I'm not casting doubt on it. I remember that a video by that name exists, and he has probably watched it and done his research. However, this was apparently not all the footage shown by Heli, as the user themselves decided to make a call-out video on Heli. It showcased them fighting and engaging combat with Heli. Although they proved that Heli cut some footage of their fight, their points were utterly destroyed. When in no, I feel like there's a little bit of a bias in my favor, although I've never seen this video. Yeah, his points were utterly destroyed, when in their own video, they take the easy way out whenever Heli is about to kill them. This has since caused a negative impact within the community. I don't even know who Primus is, I'm going to be honest. I remember the video by that title. I had no idea he'd made a call-out video. I don't know him by this Primus. I don't even remember him by Fat Roll, but I can imagine it. I can imagine it. I do cut a lot of footage out of fights because if I'm in a big fight, it tends to go on for a very long time, and people don't really want to watch, an hour's worth of footage. Some of them might say, "Oh, I like long videos." There is a limit to that. You kind of got to cut to the good stuff. Ah, but I won't speak too much on that as I don't really remember them. You got to remember that at one point I was doing GTA videos. They were coming out each week, maybe more than that, and there are many, many people I fought with. Feud of Commando Nam. Oh god. I never want to hear about the Dark Spark again. LOL. This is true. From early to mid 2020, both Heli and Cabbage had a new nightmare that was unleashed upon them. A user named Commando Nam. This user at first seemed very niche, so they were welcomed in. However, over the next few months, Nam spammed in chat for Heli and Cabbage to play the Michael Bay action game, Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark. Quickly, he became annoying, and was deemed to be a nuisance in the community. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just a troll. Before being hidden, it was thoroughly discussed and displayed that the game he wanted Heli to play was the worst Transformers game ever made, and it barely had anything to do with helicopters. This caused Heli to permanently hide and ban Nam from the channel. This in turn caused Nam to harass and spam Cabbage to play Sleeping Dogs, which got him banned on Cabbage's channel. Whenever Nam is mentioned by anyone, both Cabbage and Heli shudder/wince, remembering how much of a nuisance he was. Fairly accurate. He just used to say, "Oh yeah, this game's shit. Don't play this. Don't play that. Play Dark Spark to me." And then he used to go to Cabbage, "Oh, Yakuza's terrible. Oh, Sleeping Dogs is better." As I understand it, that is actually quite, I'm not going to say popular, as in like, oh, loads of sales, but it's quite well liked, that game, and probably is quite good. But the way he went about it was all wrong. Okay, this was a recent quote. Thoughts on Joker for life. Also, some say the screen wasn't the only thing he shared, but we won't speak about that. This is true. I do make pretty below the belt digs to him. I just find it funny. I just enjoy it. I shouldn't, I know, but I do. When Heli started streaming with his voice and became quickly popular in the PvP hub, Joker and Heli were very friendly with each other. However, over time, his friendliness towards Joker shifted as Cabbage and Joker started to beef with each other. It was found out by Cabbage that Joker preys on smaller GTA YouTubers to get YouTube stream moderator, then leaves whenever given the chance. This is so he becomes well acquainted with that small community and becomes a generally liked content creator. Ellie shared most of his thoughts of Cabbage during his birthday livestream. They weren't exactly high quality thoughts, but they were mostly, oh, he sucks, he's this, he's that. This is very controversial as Nitrix and Joker are very close friends, with Astura also supporting Joker as well. This has been a very mixed take on both sides. As for Joker, he is either unaware or uncaring about Heli's thoughts. That's the thing, my thoughts are not exactly very deep. I wouldn't even say I have a personal beef with him or like, oh, he did this, he did that. I know various things that I won't get into that are not very good. Maybe not quite that, but not very good. But more than anything, I just find his voice annoying, and I am quite, Cabbage is he's pretty based. I trust his judgment. Xbox DVR strike down. You can probably hear my voice deteriorating. On August 10th, 2020, it became very apparent that an Xbox DVR clip of Heli's was mass reported and taken down for a false harassment policy. Fortunately, Heli was able to make a video showcasing the original clip and how the takedown was wrong. I do remember that. I don't remember the title of the video, but I remember the thumbnail had me pointing at this symbol of it being taken down, and I think it said, oh, forbidden video on it or something, which helped it probably get views. So yeah, I had killed this person. Back then I used to use Xbox's built-in recording. And yeah, this clip got like taken off Xbox Live where I killed someone. No, nothing inappropriate, no swearing. I didn't even use a mic or anything. There was no, there wasn't any, sussy stuff. It was just someone being killed. Uh, Luckily, I was able to get the clip off the Xbox itself onto my tablet, which back then I used for editing, and I uploaded it that way. Oh my god, I swear my voice is burning now. We're not far though, we're nearly there. Yeah, there we go. We dug that out, that's good. Oh, apologize, it's a long read. Feud with What If God Was. On February 16th, 2019, Heli uploaded a video showcasing a random tryhard threatening to harm Heli and his family, all because Heli used the RC Bandito repeatedly on him. This is true. This caused him to become a meme within the community and became popularly hated. What If God Was managed to stumble upon the video and began to threaten fans and members, which caused him to be permanently hidden and banned from the channel. Shockingly, 3 years later, on May 16th, 2022, he returned. However, this time using God mode exploits and threatening to dox Heli. Fans speculate when his third appearance will appear. It could be any, you never know. I haven't seen him since, but I didn't expect to bump into him 3 years later. He was very over the top. I don't know what the deal with him was. If you want to learn more about him, I will link it maybe up in the corner of the screen. Okay, jokes and memes. Due to Heli being a popular figure in the GTA community, Heli, Cabbage, Chat, and others have created many jokes/memes since 2020. Here is a list of the most well-known ones. Amped, yeah, Amped came... Oh, I think he even has the video it came from. So there is this game mode where... I don't remember what it was, but you get these power-ups in GTA, and you activate them, and one of them is Amped. But this notification comes up on your screen saying, oh, do you want to activate Amped? And when you say activate Amped, if you just try to say it quickly, it's very easy to read it as activate Amped. I don't know why. It just doesn't look right when you have activate near it. It doesn't flow. And yeah, I was like, what is this? Amped? Activate Amped? What's Amped? And yeah, so that became a bit of a meme. I have a video on that somewhere I may link, I'm not sure. Essay, I kind of co-opted from Project Pyros. It made me laugh, so we still use Essay to this day on my channel. Heroic goes back to the GTA forums days. There was a user... I don't know if I'm going to drop the name in it, because I don't want, because people take things very seriously and start arguing. But yeah, there was a user who hated helicopters and was a bit of a broomstick boy. And I found that he found it very annoying when I said helicopters were heroic. And, if a helicopter kills you, oh, it's brave of them, it's heroic. And that is actually where heroic comes from. Many, many years ago there, I found, on a larger scale, I found that it just really wound people up when you go, oh, look, I'm heroic. Oh, this is heroic. It's fairly obnoxious, but it's a bit troll. It's pretty good. He's wasted. That is from Air Combat, the first Ace Combat game on console, released in 1995. I have a playthrough of that as well. Thermal Fuckboy. I made that one up, I think. It was a sort of an amalgamation of various things. Thick Boy's sound effects. Thick Boy is my Red Dead Online character. He has this laugh that is quite... Yeah, it's quite iconic. What kind of racism is this? I don't remember exactly what that was, but sometimes I do call things racist. I am a bit quirky. Why does Cafe want you to shoot white stuff? I don't remember that, but it does sound like something I might say. Well, coming, aren't you? So does that. Cabbage is from Canada? I don't remember that one. But he really were cabbage bags milking bags. I have no idea what that is. I'm not doubting these though, because he seems to have done a lot of work digging things from years and years ago. Why is the story being directed by Michael Bay? Again, I don't really remember that. No Step. That was an old video I made of dancing on a B11. That's just a tweet. I'm not sure if I call it a joke or a meme. It was just sort of a tweet, really, of this some idiot from a few weeks ago going, "Oh, you are trash plural." And if they were trying to say player, and they were just really fucking stupid, to put it bluntly. The Stumrod bit, I remember that from Resident Evil 5. KFC 7, that is a part from an upcoming playthrough of mine of Ace Combat 2. There is enemy plane that is literally titled I think it's KFC7, but when you see it in game, they leave out the dash, and it literally just says KFC7 on it, which made me laugh. Cabbage's Crimes, this is a big bit on the channel. I don't know what this is, but I think this is probably accurate. Okay, we're nearly there, we're nearly there. It's not that I don't like this. I think he's done a good job, but it's like my voice is just getting tired out, that's all. Trivia. Heli considers Hitman Blood Money to be a great game and an amazing Hitman game. This is accurate. He considers Absolution to be vastly different to the older Hitman games. Yeah, it was a little too linear for my liking, and a few things didn't quite work as I really wanted them to. The story being rubbish, couldn't really speak on that. I don't really know about the story of that game that much. I played a little bit of it and just never really got into it. So this bit, I would say, is not really all that accurate. This like the multi-stage level design. I wouldn't really say that. It's mainly, I like these sort of, what's the word? Not open world, but I guess sort of open-ended or somewhat open world design of the old ones, where you get a map, what you do, how you go about it is, your choice. Hitman Absolution, I found, was a little bit more of a linear, straight, A to B path, just, straight line you took. Not necessarily a straight line, but you know what I mean. Like, there's one path, you go down it, and there isn't another one. So that's what I don't like about Absolution. I may give it another try at some point, though. It's unknown if Heli ever played the Contracts mode for Absolution as well. I don't believe I did. Heli mentioned he found the Saints to be such wasted potential in previous streams as well. The Saints? The Saints? I don't... What, like Saints Row? I'm not really sure about that bit. Ellie has never used a Sega Dreamcast/Genesis, however has used a Dreamcast emulator before. There was once some kind of Sega console in my family. It was, it was a gift from some other relatives, and it broke shortly after, it came over. I think it was on the way out anyway. I can't remember what it was, to be honest. It may have been a Genesis. It may have been even older. It was an old thing. It was mainly my older brother and my sister who played a little bit on that. I was very young. I don't think I really played it. My first console, as he said, was really the PS1. Although I did have one of those later Atari things that was sort of shared between all of us. It had these free games on it. There was this one of these dragons collecting that you had to avoid, I think, and there were these keys you had to get. It was actually quite good for an old thing. This wasn't an original, Atari thing, but it was some sort of later re-release, of course. Um, I would say what really got me into gaming was the PS1, though. Heli, Heli thinks Skilly Master isn't very good at reading digital books when streaming Resident Evil. This is really more of a low blow. See, there was a little bit of a beef between, I wouldn't say it was a beef as such, but there was a little bit of a misunderstanding of Cabbage and Gilly, where, Osnick may or may not have been struck by an orbital cannon by, you know what, I'm not going to sling people's names in the mud, it's just not my thing, for the most part. But yeah, when I do decide, I'm on the side of my friend or whatever, I may just sort of have cheap digs at people. I do think my reading is probably better, but then again, my voice is getting tired out, and maybe I'm a little too up my own ass. Who knows? I would retract that on my end. Nah, it was more of a cheap dig than anything else. Ellie is a PS2 fanboy and hopes for it to one day release with HD graphics and an upscaled display. I would agree with that. I do remember tweeting about that a long time ago. I'm surprised he remembers that. Uh, there was a trend a while back for these sort of mini HD versions of old consoles. There was a PlayStation Classic. There was like a PS1, but small and HD. Uh, some missed opportunities there, unfortunately. Only a limited amount of games. I would, yeah. But I remember thinking, hey, what if you had one that could play all the old games, upscale them to HD, and you could even download the games from some sort of online storefront as well. I still think that would probably be a pretty good idea. I would buy one. I do love old games, many PS1, PS2 era stuff. Uh, yeah, that's why I do a lot of old playthroughs, mostly through emulation these days. The beginning intro of countering a boneheaded barcode in GTA Online shows that enemy players glitched breasts. There are a few videos which show players glitched breasts. 100KD tryhard, that has glitched breasts. There are glitched breasts on various players in GTA Online. When reading chat, Heli saw a message from a channel member about Quantum TV and first started a discussion between chat, Heli, and Cabbage. Heli and Cabbage ended it with both of them being in full support of Actman and considered Quantum to be a homophobic prick. I don't know if it was full support because I genuinely don't even really remember who these two are. But if I remember correctly, there were some things, bad things that this Quantum TV had done that were being said, and they sounded really shitty, and I think he was just a bit nasty. And I do think I called him a homophobic prick. I would probably stand by that as well. That's kind of dragging me into something that I'm not a part of, though. I don't know these two very well. But if I remember correctly, the things he had said, or, what it was being said that he'd said in the chat, were not nice things. So I will stand by homophobic prick. But again, not really. I barely know these two or who they are. Ellie is not a fan of Star Wars and Transformers due to him not finding them appealing or unique. I wouldn't really say not unique, but I just never really got into them. When Smuggler's Run was first announced back in 2017, Ellie went to the GTA forums to discuss the hunter thoroughly and showcased how its GTA 5's beta model changed compared to the final release of the upcoming DLC. Ellie is still labeled Victim of the Pit on the forums. That was an old little sort of game they played. This thing I did, discuss how it had changed, how it looked, and there was a lot of hype around it back then. Ellie considered Commando Nam to be worse than someone named Ted. However, no one in the community is aware of who Ted is. Those who were there know who Ted is. I will not speak of Ted. I don't even know if Commando Nam was worse than Ted, but, they're pretty much, it's like comparing being stabbed or shot. They're like, Not good people. We don't speak about Ted. Ellie supports the joke that the Ocelot Ardent doesn't truly exist in GTA Online. I don't know if I support that. I don't even remember the joke. I I have no idea what that is. My memory would have to be refreshed on that. It seems like there's the occasional inaccuracy, but there's also parts where every cafe seems to remember things from so long ago that are like, I don't even remember. While streaming Red Dead Online, Heli sang in a Chinese accent, and it's unknown if he spoke real Chinese or gibberish. I can confirm that it was gibberish. Uh yeah. Okay, let's move dial this back a bit. Ellie and Cabbage are not aware of what Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin accent sounds like. I am not. I am not. Oh, my voice is really yeah. While streaming Just Cause 3 Episode 9, he started the Laguna Blast Crash Bomb Challenge and accidentally spawned in and found the rarest car in the game, the Mugello Farina Duo. I think that's the F1 car. Instead of cancelling the challenge to save the most rarest vehicle in the game, he screenshots the map and continues on with the challenge. Due to him failing and redoing the first challenge, the F1 sports car disappeared, and to this day is a car not owned in Heli's car library. I actually did get the car again at a later time, but I didn't even realize really that I'd missed out on this, big rare thing back then. And then we got a few sub things of Just Cause, because every cafe is pretty into those games. Ellie's first contact/engagement with the mechs in Just Cause 3 was shocking to him, as they weren't like any other boss/vehicle enemy type he's ever seen. They can jump, use telekinesis, and cannot be stolen if an enemy is inside. You could say that, yeah, Ellie has an original character within Just Cause 3. Wait, Heli has an original character within Just Cause 3. Although unnamed by Heli, my voice is really going out. She is considered to be a rebel simp by both chat and channel members. I think I remember the rebel simp. It's this woman who goes on about, oh, hey, look, it's Rodriguez or whatever his name was. But yeah, there was this rebel who kind of simped for him. Whether canonically or not, I'm just going to say it, yeah. While doing gameplay videos on the game, he accidentally started the drone DLC mission Suit Up on Part 5, which gave him the Wingsuit Mark II. This helped him basically in every base game mission since. This is true. I wasn't really sure how it fitted in, which one was like the next mission to do. I ended up doing that instead. This is true. Cars and helicopters are decent. Cars are decent. Helicopters are good. Bikes are horrible. Jets, boats, and planes, those are all good. I wouldn't really say that this was about these games not pulling in viewers. I just play a lot of different things. Yeah, the primary reason why Heli played at was not pulling any new viewers. I wouldn't really say so. I would say, it's just doing a lot of different games. I do all sorts of stuff. But I was recommended and persuaded by 2 chat members. I do remember that. And those members were Rodion and Every Cafe. I do remember that as well. Ellie, Kuckler, and Chat all consider the Urga Pistolka in Just Cause 3 to be very similar to the Annihilator from GTA. This is true. It's like a helicopter that just has these machine guns, so there's an obvious comparison there. Although it can pivot and aim those properly, which I've always thought should be added to the GTA helicopters. Many of Heli's channel members and fans hope that Heli one day does a review of all the helicopters in Just Cause 3. However, it seems that decision is up to Heli and him alone. I'm afraid that decision is up to me and me alone. I do what I want. Uh, I think this is more every cafe's film, really. He wants reviews of all the helicopters. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Uh, yeah, you're free in the comments if you want one. Uh, Heli wants to stream GTA 4 with fans. However, due to his list of older games and streams, this won't happen anytime soon. I'm not going to say it won't happen anytime soon, but I can't really, set down a date for these things. There's a mountain of games I want to do. Heli has also been requested to play Half-Life/Black Mesa due to the Apache making an appearance as a boss in the game as well. I like the sound of that. Like Cabbage, although Heli scorns the use of God mode exploits and wall breaching, it seems to be out of his control if his friends do it. On rare occasion, it seems if a fan is stalked by one of Heli's friends, rather than handling the situation, he'll do everything in his power to not get involved. It's unknown as to why he does this, though it is speculated he doesn't want to get stalked as well. This is really bringing Cafe's sort of personal experiences into this, I think. If I remember correctly, he had a falling out with someone or the other. I generally don't get into people's, fights or that, because there's a million and one different people who say, hey, this subscriber of yours killed me. What are you going to do? And then another person, hey, this subscriber of yours used God mode. This subscriber did this or that. This friend did this. You can really go on forever like that. And I'm generally not really interested in people's fights and that kind of thing, or who did what. It is a sink of time that I don't really have to spare. I've got a lot of, playthroughs I want to do. I'm more interested in. And he made a video showcasing and displaying why an RC helicopter is needed in GTA Online. I think I did. I think it had footage from Vice City as well. Many agreed with his takes, but it seemed that the drone helicopter idea is considered cut content, as it does exist in GTA Online, only as a model and non-usable. Ellie has no opinions on the sixth generation. Sorry, I'm really tired out. Generation console wars. I think that is 360, PS3, isn't it? Yeah, I generally don't have an opinion on console wars one way or another. I think they're very dumb. I see on my Twitter timeline all the time these supposedly grown men arguing about, which game is better, which exclusive, or which console's better. And I'm not even going to say it makes me cringe. It's like, it just, the waste of time is unimaginable. Like, and you could say that about anything, I guess, and you could say, games are a waste of time or whatever. But at least there's some sort of entertainment being had, and people are being entertained by videos in the process and so on. This is like arguing about whose plastic box is, better. And they're, made in the same factories over in China anyway. So it's like, one of them says Sony, one of them says Xbox, one of them says Nintendo. It's like, console wars do leave me very cold. Ellie once sent a friend a diagram on how to effectively use a headset for your Xbox. I don't remember this, to be honest. Oh, my voice is really killing me now, so thankfully we'll wrap this up soon. Ellie and chat wanted Cabbage to sing My Enemy from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 due to Cabbage sounding very similar to the lead singer on The Magnificent Six. Unfortunately, Cabbage has stated he will never sing it, even for money. I vaguely remember this. I like making him sing and do things. We goof around with Cabbage on my channel. When channel members brought up Venusian rapper, Heli showed clear hatred and disgust towards him on stream, calling him words that no one thought Heli would ever say. This is pretty much true. I don't really know Venusian rapper very well, but I do remember it being said that he had beat his girlfriend or something. or something along those lines, or just done very nasty stuff, to which I did call him various words that I will probably not call him here due to monetization, and I just can't be bothered. But yeah, I have very low thoughts on him based on what's been said about him. If all that is true, then yeah, not a good person. To put it very, very, very mildly. Heli is well known in the community for getting angry at GTA NPCs. This is true. Cars, traffic particularly infuriate me more than any other player. Like really, they just ooh. Heli has never heard of a Nintendo PlayStation console prototype. I've vaguely heard of that, but I don't know if it was before or after I had sort of been asked about it by Cafe. So it is little hard to say. I guess it's at some point was accurate. I have seen like thumbnails and things on YouTube of the forgotten Nintendo PlayStation or something or the other. Okay, we're finally mercifully we're getting to the end. Not because it's bad, but my voice is ooh hoo hoo. I need a drink after this. Original animated GTA forums PFP. Oh, and as a side note, I don't drink alcohol. I guess that's one thing to put in the thing if you want about personal life. No real major reason behind it. I just never got the appeal. But I drink a lot of Coca-Cola, bit of water, I guess. That's about it. Anyway, we're down to the gallery. So we have the original animated GTA forums profile picture. And that is true. This is what I made back then. I still have it as my profile picture for Twitter and YouTube, but they don't have animated things. But yeah, it was made to be animated like that and have the mouth go up and down. I used to make things like that. The diagram. I recognize this. Oh, there's no way to get a big version of it. Or is there? Can I zoom in on that? Oh god. Okay, we're gonna have to work with a small version. Single shit? Oh, I remember it. Little shit. I think that was a thing I made on a GTA forums post many, many, many years ago. I have no idea how he found that. That was yeah, it was pretty much sort of like a joke post, really, I think. Ellie and Astro Soup discussing a non-gaming topic on Twitter. Let's see. Okay, it's annoyingly it's cut off. Oh fuck this, sorry. Can I get rid of this bit? Okay, there we go. Got to keep the mouse on a specific part of the screen. Yeah, this was. Oh, yeah, it was a discussion about being a sort of, yeah, I think it was someone saying, "Oh, it's horrifying that many people want to be a YouTuber," which, yeah, promotional gift for the Merryweather concept video. Wow, I think I remember when he made this. This may be on Discord somewhere. By Burnt Toast. Or maybe someone else made this one, I'm not sure. There was lots of stuff and either sometimes gets used, sometimes it won't. I remember this one. I think I put that on Twitter. That is a GTA Online live thumbnail. That is, all accurate. Same as this. One of Ellie's favorite older images of a hunter. Oh yeah, this is an old one. I think I lost this actually. I don't know if I still have it saved, so I may copy image or paste that into a paint thin and save it or something. Ellie displaying his dominance. This is another one I put on Twitter. I post a few pictures there. Have a few other thoughts. Ellie dancing on a B11. Yeah, I have a video of that somewhere. I think I stumbled on a physics glitch where you can sort of stand on planes. I briefly stumbled on that without even knowing how I did it. I think it's patched by now, and I recorded a video dancing on that. Apologize for my voice is going. Very generic. This is the usual sort of thing I might do. Yeah, very generic villain, really. Just, oh, I'm a fake barcode. Oh, you had numbers. Oh, I was God mode to make the usual stuff. Okay. Rockstar editor shot of Heli taking down a Mark II with his Hunter. This is a nice shot as well. I think this was one of the potential thumbnails. Often the things that I put on Twitter, things that didn't quite work as a thumbnail, but when you see the image closer up and bigger, it's the extra detail all sort of works. This is the RC helicopter model in GTA Online inside the Terabyte. And I think I remember making this video where I talked about why we needed an RC helicopter, and I showcased, hey, we've even got some models of various different drone type RC things here. And with that, we are at the end, and looks like most of this stuff is all sort of documented, and there's what you call them, references. Well, I'm sure there's another sources, maybe something like that. Ooh, you're gonna have to forgive me. It's been sorry, where is it? Yeah, it has been a long read. I think he has done a good job. I would rate this about at least 90% accurate. There are a few sort of, minor things that I would say, well, some of them aren't that minor, but like they're mostly minor things. But I would say, my sort of reasoning on things has been misunderstood a bit. On the whole, though, it is largely accurate, at least 90%, I would say. And some of these things, I don't even remember if they're accurate. He's gone that far back and dug things out from years and years ago that I can't even tell you if they're accurate or not. So he's really done some work here. A lot. If you want to see the page itself, I will leave a link in the description. I'm probably about done with this now. I am quite tired out. My voice is going. If you want to see some playthroughs of mine, I'll link those maybe on the right or something, and maybe a GTA video on the left. People like those a lot. They don't like the playthroughs so much. Yeah, my voice is fried. I think he's done a great job. Maybe a few minor things to tweak, but in general, he's done a really good job. And this is unfinished by his own admission as well. So there you go. All right, maybe I will see you around.